This is the truth of what Christmas really means. It is celebrating the birth of our Savior, when love, peace, joy, light, and hope really was made stronger by His presence. This is a story as told by a donkey named Ahava. It was a very long time ago in the town of Nazareth in Galilee. I was a young donkey, old enough to be ridden, but young enough to still be in donkey school. I tried to be very sweet. I was polite to my parents and all my teachers. I loved to play and have fun. I was brown and tan with these big, big ears. All donkeys have big ears, but mine were really big. My mom said they made me look cute, but to me I just looked floppy. I had this funny little white place between my eyes. My master called it a star. I could only see it when I looked in the trough as I was drinking water, which wasn't a good idea because if I looked at the star when I was drinking water, I would stick my nose in too far and water would go up my nose. Has that ever happened to you? Not fun. You make funny noises and cough and stuff. And if you are a donkey, when you laugh, you make this really loud hee-haw sound, which is really funny. And even though your nose is burning, you want to laugh, which means more hee-haw, hee-haw. And so it goes, on and on and on. I had lots of friends, but my best friend in the whole world was God. Oh, how I love God. That is how I got my name. Ahava means love in Hebrew. I talked to God every day, and He talked to me. And He loved me so much that He gave me the best, kindest master in the whole of Nazareth. His name was Joseph. I loved Joseph almost as much as I loved my mom and dad. He gave me such good food and a warm place to live, and let me spend some playtime with my friends. By donkey standards, I was so blessed. God blessed me with Joseph. One day, I heard that Joseph was going to marry a girl named Mary. I had seen her in the village. She was very pretty, but also very, very nice, and she loved God as much as I did. One night, as I was getting ready to go to sleep, I was talking to God. I was telling Him about all the fun I'd had today, and asking Him to watch over my mom and dad, and Joseph, and now Mary. God told me that He had something for me to do, something I had been created to do. Joseph and Mary were to go to Bethlehem. They had to go to the hometown of King David because Joseph was descended from King David. It was a new law, and they had to pay their taxes there. Mary was going to have a baby. Bethlehem was 100 miles from Nazareth, about 8 days walking. Wow! I had never been away from home, much less walk that far. I was scared. God said, "Ahava, I am with you. Do not be afraid. I am always with you." Mary is having my son. His name will be Jesus, and I am entrusting him to you. I told God that I would do as He asked. I would put my absolute best forward, and He could trust me to take care of Jesus and Mary and Joseph. I went to sleep, and I slept so well. The next day, Mary and Joseph came to the stable. When Mary came in, this feeling came over me. I felt like I was the happiest donkey in the world. Oh, it must be coming from God's Son. Even though I could not see Him, yet I could feel His presence. Joseph saddled me up and helped Mary get up on me. He told me, "We need to leave now, little one. Be careful, for you are carrying Mary and she is with child." So off we went. I was so proud that God gave me this important job to do. We walked and walked and walked. At night, Joseph, Mary, and I rested. Then got up the next day and walked and walked and walked some more. I heard this story many times told. Some say we walked for 4 days, some 5 days, some 8 days. To donkeys, it really doesn't matter. 4 days, 5 days, 8 days. I just know I walked a lot, and I was tired, and I was still walking. I said to God, God, I am really tired. I don't think I can go on. God told me, little one, I would not give you a job to do and not give you the strength to do it. I am your God, and I love you. I will walk in front of you, and you just focus on me. Just follow me, little one, and I will give you the strength. And I did. I just followed God, and before you know it, I forgot how tired I was. I just followed. And all of a sudden, God was no longer in front of me. And Joseph was saying, whoa, little one. That is donkey for Scott. I looked up, and we were in Bethlehem. The town laid right there before me. What a busy, busy town. I must be careful so that Mary and God's son are safe. I thanked God for giving me the strength to finish my journey. I also thanked Him for keeping all of us safe. Now you know why God is my best friend. I can count on Him at all times. Mary then told Joseph that she thought the time was near for Jesus to be born. Joseph went from lodge to lodge looking for a room for Mary. Everyone was already filled with many guests. But a kind man told Joseph that he could stay in the stable where animals live. In those days, a stable was really like a cave, much safer than the stables they make out of wood or brick. Well, I was really excited. Joseph was going to like the stable. I have lived in them all my life. They are warm. They are more safe than an inn. The animals are kind and loving. Not all people are like that. Jesus will be very safe and loved in the stable. Joseph led me to the stable with Mary on my back. I was so happy because I could still watch after Mary and God's son. If they'd gone to an inn, I couldn't have. They don't allow donkeys. God is so wise. Thank you again, my God. When we walked in, the first to meet us was a cow. She was black and white, and her eyes were so sweet. She said, "My name is Shalom." That is Hebrew for meaning peace. "Welcome, and who are you?" I told her my name is Ahava. She then introduced me to a very funny sheep. She was hopping around and she said, "Hello, Ahava, my name is Simcha." That is Hebrew meaning joy. And she certainly was joyful. Then up walked a beautiful white horse. So white was he, and he had blue eyes and a pink nose. He said, "Hello, Ahava, my name is Or." That is Hebrew meaning to become light. And he was so bright. Then from over in the corner came a voice. "Hello, Ahava, my name is Yashua." That is Hebrew meaning hope or to await. Yashua was a dove. He was as white as Or, but he had very dark blue eyes, so blue they looked black. I told them about God and Mary, Joseph and Jesus, and why we were here. They were very happy to hear of God and said they would do their very best to make us feel welcome. Joseph made Mary a bed from straw. Or and Shalom stuck their nose in their manger, or whinnied. He told me this would make a wonderful bed for Jesus when he comes. I walked over to the manger, pushed it with my nose, and looked at Joseph. Joseph smiled and said, "You are right, Ahava. This would make a great bed for Jesus." Mary then told Joseph it was time for Jesus to come. "Oh my! Shalom, Or, Simcha, Yashua, did you hear? Jesus is coming," I said. And Mary was correct. The baby did come. And all of a sudden, Shalom said, "Oh my, this wonderful feeling of more peace than I have ever felt has come over me." Simcha said, "I feel more joy than ever," and she danced around the stable. Or's white body shone like never before. His light was so strong. And little Yashel said, "Oh my goodness, I suddenly have even more hope than I have ever had. Such a strong feeling of hope." Then Shalom shouted, "Ahava, Ahava, the star on your forehead is really shining." Well, I'll just have to take her word for it, because this is not the time to look in the water trough. But I think I could feel it glowing. All of this must be caused by the presence of Jesus. Oh my. Thank you, my God. You are so good to little Ahava to let me witness this. And at that, Shalom, Simcha, Or, and Yashel bowed their heads and thanked God too. I am now an old donkey, but I wanted to tell the story of why we celebrate Christmas. God is still my best friend. I have loved him all my life. Jesus is grown now, and I love him as much as I love God. I still see him sometimes, and he smiles at me. He knows my story. Jesus knows everything. As I was saying my prayers last night, God said to me, "Little one, you have loved me all your life and have raised your children to love me. Because of that, I have a job for your great-great-grandson, who will be named Ahava." That is Hebrew, meaning God's love to his people. And with that, one day, Ahava will tell the story of Easter. In closing, I wish for everyone Shalom, Yeshua, Ahava, peace, hope, and love.